We're further than I was with Annette, so things are looking good.
Good. I didn't realize they had a share option for the Facebook. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we are good. We are live. Okay, hello everyone. I look like I should be playing like some video game.
Yeah, I got some like fancy headphones on.
Well, my other ones I broke. And so this is my backup. We'll see how it works with my computer. This is still in my demo phase.
Nice. My hearing aids are fancy. They just go straight into my hearing aids. So I don't need headphones.
You win. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so for everybody just tuning in right now, I am Dr. Jordan Leasure. I'm the owner and physician of North Shore Proactive Health, a state-of-the-art wellness clinic in the northern Chicago suburbs. We are here with my very good friend, Robin Bergstrom. How long have we known each other? I was trying to figure this out.
I was thinking about that today too. And I feel like my boys were probably in middle school and they're 28 now. So it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and it's been good. So as you know, you've probably seen Robin has been active in this group for a while. She has a lot of not only health and wellness experience to share with everybody, but also I thought what would be good, personal wellness story. And it's really sort of transformed what you're doing right now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I will I'm actually going to eat my lunch. I didn't eat, so I've got a big pile of eggs here and habanero salsa that I'm going to be eating.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so tell everybody who you are, what you're doing, and essentially your saga.
My saga. All right. So I'm Robin. I am by day, I work for the Navy. I'm a fitness coordinator / administrative assistant for the Navy. So I work with those sailors that struggle with their weight, or they struggle with the physical portion of their testing. And then I do the testing. So that's my day. By night, or my passion is the nutrition, right? So I just became a few months ago a nutritional therapy practitioner. Been something I love working on for a long time. The program was 10 months. It was awesome. So I like listening to your stuff because your stuff is just, I can geek out and listen to you all talk all day long because it's just awesome. And some of it's common sense, some of it not so much. I'm also a licensed Restart instructor. Restart is a 5-week program. I don't want to call it a sugar detox, but it's part sugar detox. Or I think a better way to say it is it's a whole food challenge, right? Challenging somebody to eat whole foods and cut out the sugar at the same time. It's part support group. It's 5 weeks. We dig into all the things you've been talking about: gut health, digestion, blood sugar regulation, hydration, and just kind of make people aware that they are in control of their bodies. They are in control of what they put in their mouth and how they feel. My story started, this journey started probably 4 years ago. I'll be 54 next week, so it's almost 5 years ago.
That's awesome.
That is
super awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. It is. I was waking up in pain all the time. My back hurt, my knee hurt, my hip hurt. I don't know, fucking something. Something always hurt when I woke up. It got to the point where I had to lean up on something to put my socks and shoes on, and that's when I decided this can't be right. This, I'm too young for this, right? I'm too young to have to like sit and put my shoes on.
And also, you're very, to back it up a little bit. I mean, you've always been involved in health and wellness, so you're not your average. And I use that term loosely, but like your average 50-year-old. So for you to be waking up in pain every day, there's a serious disconnect there.
So finally we talked about it. You and I talked about it. You're like, this isn't right. It's not normal. Because I was getting to the point where like, shit, I'm going to be 50. This is going to be my new normal, right? Stuff's just going to hurt every day. And you're like, no, It's not, it's not normal. We can fix this. So that's when we dived into the whole functional medicine thing and did a functional medicine workup, blood work and questions and talking and came to the realization, that it, my gut wasn't right. Go figure. Um, and my adrenals needed some love too. So through some lifestyle and dietary changes, I wasn't eating awful. Things needed to be tweaked and cleaned up, sure. Through some changes with the diet, some supplements added to help support the body. At the same time, I also realized through you and my trainer Ben and I's trainer Will Chung, that I needed to balance my workouts too. I can go hard all day, and, but tell me to sit down and be quiet and breathe, and that's just not a thing. So with the help of Ben,
the term recovery was not in Robin's vocabulary.
not at all, not at all. So with the help of Jordan and Will and Ben, we kind of came up with a all-inclusive plan, right, to kind of help my adrenals through the food changes, the lifestyle changes, throwing in those recovery. And I don't mean recovery doesn't mean sitting on your ass and doing nothing or sleeping all day. Recovery is active. So whether it was breathing, whether it was yoga even, or just walking, some active recovery to help, I don't know, better settle down my body, right? And get that parasympathetic system to kick in and kind of do what it's supposed to do and help me recover. So all those things together, I don't even know how long it took, but I wasn't in pain anymore once I started doing what I was supposed to be doing and taking care of me.
You found a balance.
I found a balance, right? It was all about finding a balance and finding a team, right? Not being afraid to ask for help. As a trainer, I have 2 trainers, okay? Because you need that support. I like, just like as a chiropractor, you can't give yourself adjustments, right? You gotta have.
Dude, I wish I have, and I was thinking about that as you were talking. I have like 5 chiropractors. Honestly, I have like a family of chiropractors because there's like 2 routes of chiropractors. There's like those that are scared of other chiropractors. They have like what's it called? Like a scarcity mindset, and they want like all the patients for themselves, and they're worried that if they like talk to another chiropractor, they're gonna like spill a chiropractic secret and like lose patients.
Oh
and then there's also those chiropractors that are like like everybody should be, like family, and chiropractors were on the same page. And for me, I mean, obviously I'm extra blessed because Jade is a chiropractor and we practice together.
Right.
So I can literally get adjusted almost, and I use that term loosely because Jade gets a little stingy with her adjustments once in a while. I can get adjusted almost any time that I want. I mean, literally to where I can like call her up and say, I'm coming to your house, or I need you to come to me, or I need you to meet me at the office. And then there's also, my great friend Jeff down the street, who was my chiropractor before Jade and I both went to school. He still, I mean, even when all this COVID started, Jade was home with Jameson, and I called him up and I said, Jeff, I need you to adjust me. He came to my office. I've gone to his house to get adjusted. There are other chiropractors in town where if we see each other at a like a wellness fair, and under other circumstances, it's like guns blazing, like you're seeing each other across the room and you're vying for like the 10 employees that are coming into the health fair. Well, this other chiropractor and I look at each other and we're like, I need to get adjusted. You need to get adjusted? Okay, like lay down on my table.
Nice.
And to me, like that's the way that it should be. We should all be trying to incorporate one another and keeping each other healthy, because everybody does, like you were saying, everybody needs a team.
Right. And I've got a great team. I've still got a great team. So finally, the adjustment, at that time, before we talked about this, I was getting adjusted a couple times a week and still with no relief and not tying it all together. Because at that time I didn't know any better, that it was all tied together, right? Your gut health and your adrenals and digestion, everything it's all connected, and it all needs to be treated together and treated as one. So I am blessed that I have such an amazing team. And it's not hard nobody should suffer. Nobody should pain is not normal. Not pooping every day, that's not normal. You know what I mean? I've got, and that's one of your favorite topics. I've got a couple clients right now who, going 4 or 5 days at a stretch without pooping. I thought it was okay. And it's not. So within a couple days, he was pooping like every day, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is awesome." So, so it's not normal to be in pain. It's not normal to not poop every day. It's just, and it's easy fixes, right? A matter of, and you've talked about this since this whole thing started. I really appreciate you doing these every day because it's awesome. And you can tune in when you want to tune in. You don't have to be on live. You can go back and I've listened to some of your stuff twice because
Well,
it's just so awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, it's a matter of, you talked about it all, right? Cutting out the sugar or even reducing sugar. Let's not even talk about cutting it out. Alcohol is a big thing.
Right.
A lot of people are drinking way too much right now because really there's not a whole lot of other things to do, or they're stressed out, or they're it's just a way to cope, right?
Right.
Instead of getting up and moving and taking control of the things that you can control, your food. Just because you can't get to, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There's no excuse, right? You don't have to go to the grocery store. I use Instacart. I've not been to the grocery store, I don't think, since January. I hate it anyway. Rich is always the grocery shopper anyway, but it's really an excuse not to have to go.
Right.
But so there's really no excuse. There's plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables out there. I've yet to have any problem finding any fresh fruits and vegetables. I take that back. I wanted a bag of like already cut up stir-fried veggies so I didn't have to do it, but I couldn't find one. So, but that's just me being lazy. I could buy all this stuff, individually, cut it up myself.
Right.
Really, that's the only issue I've ever had getting
It's about convenience. It's being a little bit more efficient, and that's okay.
Right. So, eating more vegetables, making sure you're getting plenty of good fats. You've talked about all of it. Blood sugar regulation is a big thing.
I just cooked my eggs with, and I think I take for granted, I don't know if you've experienced this too, but that's part of the reason that I do the videos, and a lot of times the videos go on longer than they should. I have a tendency to ramble, but what I realize is things that I take for granted that are common sense is like brand new, like blow your mind information for some people, because not everybody has, access to the information that you and I do. Not everybody has the background that you and I do. So there's a lot of stuff. Like I was in some Facebook group. And I think it like legit, this was a Facebook group for functional medicine physicians. This was not a Facebook group for lay people. This was not I'm pretty sure this is where I saw this. And they were asking about how to get their patients to have more MCT. So for those of you that don't know, MCT is this, it's great fat, great fuel for your brain. You can do it, of course, it can be a supplement. So it comes in, like a capsule, a liquid, whatever. Be careful if you decide to hop out and buy some of this, because it can cause loose stools very, very quickly. So watch, start low, go slow. But the question was, how do I get people to take this in coconut, like it's in coconut oil. So around the house, that's primarily where I give it to Parker, this and that. And the question was, how do I get patients to, what do I do with coconut oil? And I'm like, what? I was like, take a spoon, stick it in the container and stick the spoon in your mouth. Like, you don't need to be getting fancy. For us, like
Right,
we cook with it. I
right.
cook my eggs with it. It's great for high heat, so I do a lot with it, but it can be so simple. And I put that on there. Everybody's coming up with like these recipes and they're giving all this great feedback. And for me, I was like, dude, I use a spoon, like
I
plain and
can't eat
simple.
it that way because well, the unflavored is fine, but coconut oil I cannot just put in my mouth.
Oh, I love
But
it.
I can put it in a smoothie, and it
Yeah.
like beats up a smoothie really good. But yeah, MCT oil doesn't have a flavor. The liquid does not have a
No.
flavor. So I mean, yeah, you could just stick that in your mouth and good. So and speaking of that, now I have sailors. They come from all over the place and all different backgrounds, all different areas of the world. So I'm teaching a class one time. We're gonna do something on the treadmill. She had never been on a treadmill. Right? See, we take it for granted that they know.
Right.
Everybody knows how to do a treadmill. She had no. She's like, I don't know what to do. So we had to go step by step, so she didn't hurt herself on how to, walk even on the treadmill before I can get her to run on a
One of
treadmill.
those videos where like they're on it and they like slam back and hit
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ground or something.
And I don't want to hurt a sailor because then I'm in trouble.
There may
So
be some repercussions to that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I might have a little trouble. So yeah, so we can't. Sometimes we take for granted what we know, or assume everybody knows what we know.
Right. And that was always my problem. I think, you've been in fitness forever. I've been in wellness now, at least as a physician, for 15 years. So I was like coaching classes and I taught cardiac rehab in college. So I've been doing this for, it's kind of scary, like 25 years. But I was never as involved as I should have been because I always took for granted my knowledge and I took for granted that I didn't have like some life altering story, or I didn't feel like I did.
Right.
And so I think, sharing these bits and pieces from me and my life every day in the videos, and all of my amazing friends that have taken time to contribute, I think it helps show, what distinguishes us from one another, but also that we all have very similar experiences. And the goal, of course, is to be healthy and to feel better and to, maybe pivot some lifestyle changes. And I think that you're great with this at, taking people where they are and bringing them where they need to be. In order to be healthy, you don't have to do completely vegetarian and exercise 12 times a day and never drink alcohol again and never do all these like naughty
Mm-hmm.
habits. But if you're able to find where you are, and that's some of like the healthy habits group that you and I did 2 years ago, it's literally like bite-sized pieces and what can you do to do better. And that's and it can, like you saw, it can make considerable improvements.
Sure. And I thought, because I was work out all the time. I ate well, so there was no reason for me to be in pain, and I ignored it for a long time too. So
Yeah.
and didn't listen to my body and did not address it because shit, I could still go out and ride 50 miles on my bike. I'm fine. I might hurt for 2 days afterwards, but then I just go see you and get an adjustment and I feel
Yeah.
better. But finding that balance was probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is finding that time to do those recovery things that I didn't necessarily like to do. The breathing, the yoga, the whatever, walking, just not high intensity or hard workouts all the time. So
are the classes, obviously the coaching that you're doing right now is all virtual, obviously, but
Mhm.
when things open back up, what do you have a plan? Like, is it going to be primarily virtual? Are you going to be doing, since your background is more fitness, are you going to be doing like in-person classes? Are you going to be teaching? Like, what does that look like? Do you even know yet?
So starting next Thursday, I'm running another virtual restart 5-week class. I'll put the flyer down in the comments if anybody wants to join that. So that's coming up Thursday. So this one will be virtual. My plan had been to do a live one in person in May. Obviously, that's not happening. What it looks like once we're up and running, I would like to do a mix. The nutrition is where my passion is. I love training people physically too, but working with the nutrition clients is it's just so fun to watch them just take little changes and incorporate them and see like humongous results with it.
Yeah.
And you can do that with exercise too, but food is you have to eat.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have a choice. You have to eat. So empowering.
You might as well do it right.
Right. So in empowering and educating clients so that they know that they can do this and they have a choice, and they have a choice to feel better. They have a choice to feel like crap. That's where my focus is. I am doing some personal training stuff still. I'm doing right now. I got a couple clients I'm doing a mix with. I'm doing nutrition and putting both pieces together, or I'll refer them out to Bennett Be Well if they're local, or that type of thing, and find them a trainer that's. I don't mind doing both. It depends how busy I get, right?
Yeah.
And right now it's easy to do. I can do all this stuff now because I don't have to. I'm working 1 or 2 days a week in the office.
Right.
So it makes it home. So once I go back full time, I mean, I'll have to find that balance again, right? And I want to, of course, I want to do it all, right? I want to help, and,
I know.
and I want to help everybody, and I want to, I just empower people to know that they don't have to feel like shit. They don't have to. They have the power to change that, and that's part of what your group is doing too, is giving people the knowledge and the tools and the empowerment to know that they can control these things.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money. If you do need to dig deeper, dig deeper. And I would definitely spend the money all over again, and to be able to feel like I do now and not have that pain.
No,
and sometimes
that's awesome.
you have to put yourself first and spend that money and do it.
So I'm gonna go plug in my computer. So I'm not going to be on camera, but I'm going to be listening. So explain to them what your program that's starting, like what it looks like and what the expectations are of them on their end.
Sure. All right. So Restart is a 5-week program. There will be 1 live class a week through a Facebook Live, or it'll be a Zoom. It'll probably be a Zoom. Facebook Live tends to be a little glitchy. So it'll be a 5-week program in Zoom where I'll cover 1 topic each week. You'll have homework during that week to do, not hard things to do. One of the things I ask you to do during that 5 weeks is cut out sugar, cut out gluten, and cut out dairy. And Jordan's talked about this a lot. Our bodies do not really need any of those things, and they perform and they just feel better without all of those things in them. So, but we'll talk about poop, we'll talk about digestion, we'll talk about blood sugar regulation. I'll give you fun little experiments to do during the week to help you become more aware of how your body reacts to different foods. And you'll have a group of people, a support group, right? So to help hold you accountable during those 5 weeks, to help keep you on track. I don't like to call it it's a sugar detox. It's a whole food challenge. It is a bunch of cool people getting together, supporting each other, helping each other out. Some of the biggest results I've seen is increased energy. Sleep is a big thing. And you start cutting out the sugar, start cutting out the crap, the processed crap, the chemicals. Your body starts to do what it's supposed to do, right? Sleep when it's supposed to sleep, wake up when it's supposed to wake up. You'll have more clarity, more focus. One of the biggest things I see is the brain fog, or sometimes it's like itchy ears, or the things you don't realize that you have going on until they're gone. For me, the itchy ears were a big thing way back when I cut out dairy at first, because everybody thinks it seems a stomach, right? You think dairy intolerance, you think stomach issues. It's not always that. So for me, when I first cut it out, this was a long time ago, was apparently my ears were itchy all the time. I didn't realize that they were until I cut out that dairy and that itch wasn't there anymore. So part of this program is getting you to learn how your body reacts to different foods, and so you can eliminate them or cut them down.
Well, I think that
So-
we forget what it's like to feel good, or how good you could feel, because it happens so gradually.
Right.
Right. And any kind of food sensitivity or any kind of irritation from inflammatory foods, inflammation isn't like flipping a switch. It's like this slow, like burning campfire. And if you continue to eat crappy, then it's always kind of burning to some degree, depending on, how much you put in. If you cut out gluten, then yeah, you're going to take the fire down. But if you're still doing dairy, or for somebody, it could be something random like pineapple, and it's always, and it's always like kind of there. But then when you get super clean, or you follow a program like that, then, all of a sudden it's like, wow.
Right.
So I think that's awesome that you're giving.
So I have a newer client. So part of my nutritional therapy practice, it's part of the things we do is I'll send you a questionnaire. You fill out the questionnaire, send it back, and I analyze it, and kind of gives me an idea of what you have going on. So I had a client that filled out, and she had a really low score on it. I'm like, I work with you, and I know what's going on, and I know the answers to some of this stuff. And you didn't answer them how, but it's because they're used to it, right? It's like it's like normal.
Girl, you're lying.
What is going on? So yeah, it's because they're used to that feeling. Your nose is running all the time. Okay, yeah, it's running all the time, but they don't think about it anymore because it's running all the time. So it's just fun to watch, kind of go through that, and like we talked about, you forget that they don't know. They don't realize that that's what's happening. My nose is running all the time, or maybe I'm, I've got an itch, or you got a rash, or it's eczema, right? Is another big one that they don't think they can get rid of without the special cream or the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes they don't realize what's good. Because I'll hear that a lot, like from patients, well, I eat well, or like the poop story that I always tell patients. I didn't ask for like 5 years. I always said, are you regular? And of course the response was yes. Well, regular to them, was like twice a week, and it should be twice a day. So yeah, no wonder you hurt, no wonder you're cranky, and no wonder you're full of inflammation when you're pooping like once or twice a week.
Right.
But that didn't, even as a provider, it didn't occur to me that I had to be that explicit, that was something as obvious as bowel movements was not common sense. Right. And I've also noticed, random symptoms. Like I go back and I watch my videos and I'm like, well, I should have done this different, or I could have done this better. I'm itching. Like in a lot of, like, I've been complaining about my neck the whole time. So we know that that's there. But I'm watching my videos. I'm like, why am I like scratching myself? Like what is going, like in a lot of the videos. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, I either need to switch up my detergent or I need to take a look at my diet. So we're going to do vegetarian all next week so that I can see what's going on. And we don't do a lot of dairy to begin with because Parker is dairy free. But we're going to tighten that down. And I'm going to see, was it something that I was eating, or was it like my skin products, or is my skin dry? Is there something in the water? But it helps you eliminate what's going on if you take out those variables.
For sure. I agree.
Well, that's awesome. So share, I will put the link. Is your website available? Can I send them that? Where's
it's a work in progress.
Okay. That's okay.
The flyer I put will have my email in it if they have any questions. But yeah, the gentleman working on my website, his wife just had her baby this morning. So
oh, good.
he's a little busy right now. So
Priorities, you know.
it's partway done, but we're getting there.
Well, I was trying to keep track. It looks like we didn't have Jan stopped by and Jan said hello, but it looks like we didn't have any specific questions. But if you guys are watching this after the fact and there's questions that come up, I will make sure that Robin's email is on there so you can get a hold of her. If there's a topic, you know, that we kind of hit on that you want to be expanded, feel free to share that, you know, tag her in the question and she can follow up with you. But as always, you know, I appreciate you all tuning in and watching. And of course, Robin, I love that you were able to join us and share your wellness story and motivate people on the opportunities that are available, you know, in the wellness sphere.
Absolutely. And then I appreciate you and let me do this and share my story and kind of give back, right? If anybody's out there that's in pain or just struggling, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's something, hit Jordan up and get a functional medicine evaluation done because it's freaking life changing. You will feel better. You'll just be grateful. So this is, I thank you.
You're the best.
For letting me do
Thank you.
this. So.
Awesome. Well, I hope that you have an awesome weekend. I hope that everybody has a great weekend, even though, you know, the weeks and the weekends kind of blend together at this point for a lot of us. But, you know, little by little, we'll tough it out. So stay well, and we will all talk soon. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.